into Morphling. I believe you can even do it while your link is going, so you can just quickly start stealing and then turn it into yourself.
Pretty cool. Well, we'll get into game and see what's happening then. I think gut feeling for me is I prefer NEWBEE's draft overall. It seems a much kind of well-rounded unit, you know, 5 heroes that kind of go together nicely. Their lanes seem good. But then Liquid has this Liquid effect, right? They've got 5 heroes which you look at maybe as an abstract, right? And you're thinking, how do these guys work together? But then you start thinking about, you know, the pairings, the triplets of heroes that can move around, and Kuroki setting things up for a relocate. The classic Bane runs in, doesn't care if he dies, finds someone in the jungle, relocate on him. Matsuma Man with the lane pressure, and then Mind Control with his Queen of Pain offers a ton of damage.
That's true. They have the theoretical possibility of running this lineup. It could definitely work in a hypothetical scenario, but then it's hard to execute that. However, Liquid is definitely one of the teams that you should look towards if you want to see crazy stuff being done in ways that you could never imagine. So I'm still on board with NEWBEE for draft. I think they are favored, maybe like 60-40 favorites by draft. However, execution is what always sets the tone. And Liquid, well, we just cast VP versus Secret. As I said, that was pretty much the best matchup you could have in Dota. The only arguable difference is if you pretty much swap out VP for Liquid. You know, those are the top 3 teams by rankings that we have. So this is definitely going to be an interesting game. I believe that...
it was Vici Gaming Storm. I just had to relax my brain and figure out what it was. But yeah, it was IO Morphling against Vici J Storm, I believe. Oh no, maybe Thunder. Oh no, it was just Vici Gaming, whatever it was. It was a Chinese team.
I got NEWBEE.
It wasn't NEWBEE, but I got it right. It was a Chinese team. Close, very close. It was a Super 6 series. Very fun to watch that one was. But yeah, looks like we're just a little bit of a problem with one of the PCs here for SC.
Some power outage for SC's computer, and right now there's not too much to be said about the way the early laning stage should be going, but basically the most important thing here for Liquid is that they secure their Morphling against the Omni Knights, make sure that he's able to get to that point where he can deny everything. So give him 1.5 level advantage perhaps, play around him a bit with the Bane, and then come in towards mid maybe later on. Or at least that's the way that I would see it, and Wisp can start mid if he wants to. Normally we start mid with Bane, right, to have impact on that lane, but in this game I feel that lane is less important to begin with. You don't want to let an Omni Knight start getting, you know, in the face of Morphling, because then Morphling is not strong in the early laning stage.
He gets punched twice. He's on half HP and has to run away.
Exactly.
Not sure what Queen of Pain's doing inside of this dog, but...
The dog looks very 2D from the side.
Yeah, it definitely does. I do like the art style of that, though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It has the thick outlines.
I'm a big fan of the thick outlines.
Yes.
Thick with a double C. Of course.
Beautiful.
NEWBEE, SC Storm, Mugi over on the Razor, Kaka, Rubik, KP on the Omni Knight, and Faith, the big fat ogre, going to be stomping around across these lanes over on Liquid. The Kuro, Bane, GHIO, Matsu, Viper, all pretty signature heroes by now. Queen of Pain for Mind Control, one of those heroes that, you know, I remember him back in the day playing pubs, you know, stomping professional players when he was relatively unknown. His Queen of Pain and his Broodmother offlane were, you know, top tier stuff and definitely got him noticed. And then, of course, the Miracle Morphling.
You know, my first memory of Mind Control really being an exceptional player to me is when we played in one of the earliest seasons of FPL. And he was playing, he was captaining, he was #1 rank in FPL at that point. And he was captaining in my team. That was, well, random teams, right? FPL is not a fixed team. So he was being the captain, and because he had the highest points, he was drafting for us. And after the draft was done, we were like, okay, what's the game plan? He tells us this is what we're going to do. And then he just says, pick whatever you want to play. I'll play whatever any one of you doesn't want to play. You know? And we're like, are you sure? Because everyone knew that he was obviously a good offlaner. He's like, yeah, whatever. And then he played support and just destroyed everyone. So I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty confident and pretty good to back it up. That was my first real memory of him, and definitely come to love his playstyle since then.
I've got the first bit down. I can say, sure, I'll take the last hero. Pick me what you want. Not so good on the second bit where I crush everyone, unfortunately.
I'm still working on that part too.
What we're looking at, Bounty Runes 2 and 2. GH
So
gets his bottle straight off.
They are actually doing the mid Morphling. A little bit easier for Morphling to sit on the mid lane and just try to farm away. A little bit better than being on a long lane while he's weak. However, though, he's still going to be harassed quite a bit here by an Ogre. So we'll see how well GH can protect him. Does have the bottle and the Wisp already, so he has the heal available.
And then, what is it? Queen of Pain up at top. Rubik and Razor trying to deal with a mind control Quap. And then bottom dual lane from Kuro and Matu dealing with the KP Omni Knight, already forcing a purification.
A super hard lane for Omni. KP is actually being completely shut down here, and they have a ward that will spot out if he ever tries to pull. So this lane is the toughest right now by the looks of things. Storm doing quite well for himself on the mid lane, of course, protected by an Ogre, not too hard to get the farm.
Matu gets another wave coming his way. Omni.
There's a big difference in the way the off lanes are going here. The Queen getting so many creeps coming in under tower, going to be able to farm all that up, or at least get experience from it. Nice. Breaks the link immediately. They're diving in a little bit though,
yeah,
but they shouldn't be able to kill her. Since he's full HP under tower, it's a very committal move to move in for that.
Plenty of experience there for mind control. Try and get a few last hits in. Very nicely done with a range creep there. As bottom lane
denied on his pull. Not going to be allowed to do that. Kuro pulls it back on.
Kuro gets the job done. Another blink here from MC. Should be able to get him a little bit of distance away from these Radiant heroes.
Still wants to stay around the creeps, but doesn't want to run away completely. Kaka gonna get the lift though, and we have 5 seconds cooldown, but there comes the Wisp.
Turn with a GH Wisp. Can they kill Kaka? Mind Control blinks forward. He's got the Shadow Strike on the Razor, unfortunately, not Kaka. So this might be a bit of danger for Mind Control. Blinking 8.
A little bit, but he's gonna be...
He's in the trees.
Yeah, he is very aggressive chasing after Mind Control here.
Oh, he's
Mind Control blinking away so early. The Razor stole 1 damage, by the way. That's how much.
The immediate blink.
I've never seen that, actually. Just a completely instantaneous break.
Faith is moving up here now as well, so it looks like NEWBEE trying to put the Ogre against the IO as often as possible.
And now they're just going to ditch the Queen again and say, you're pretty much fine. They're playing in towards mid. TP's coming in mid again, Ogre and Rubik. So support's really being shifted around a bit here.
Yeah, but that's Liquid forcing TPs, right? So now their next move in the next minute or so potentially could work out a little bit better. But
yeah, they could be aggressive on the side lane since they know there's not going to be any TP. Or just wait till the supports leave and then play mid.
And already Storm getting a little bit pissed off at the Bane coming in, nightmaring and feebling and allowing Miracle.
He does have a ton of magic damage though, so it's not going to stop him from CSing too much, just stops his denying mainly. And so far he's doing a good job on this lane.
Miracle there. Getting the full utilization out of this tether from GH as it now expires. Runes in about 40 seconds though, still some time to go, but Matu against KP, at least the Omni Knight now gets a little bit of breathing room. Not the easiest when you've got a Viper really in your face constantly, but...
Yeah, he got some time at least where he can run up and get some CS here, and Omni Knight definitely has a good damage and, you know, obviously has a nice heal to follow up if he ever trades. So doing quite well for himself there. Queen 10 and 5, Omni Knight 11 and 0. Everything looking pretty even right now.
Yeah, super balanced across the lanes.
Yeah, no lane is really being completely destroyed or the other way around. But the Omni Knight was the hardest struggle in the beginning. He's done a good job recovering, but Matumba is relentless. And chasing him down.
GH now collecting bounty runes. Comes in, gives some mana over to Matu. Yep. As he can go back and get another bounty. Top rune is a haste, though, for the Storm Spirit. This could open up an opportunity to move in for a kill, but Morphling level 4 now, pretty hard to take down. He's holding a skill point, I think, it looks like.
Yeah, he's holding it for now, because maybe you need it for a stun. This is just common practice. If you suddenly need to morph faster, you'll just put a point in that. This is just not wasting your point too early. You never know who's going to TP out in front of you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. KP having his little pull across, contested by a GH IO. Not much that GH can do to really CS.
Oh, he drains some of the creeps, but they will go with a dive though. Diving in, they're not gonna stop. They have the max out level. He's TPing away. I thought he was TPing to a tower at first because that happened very much the same time as the Rubik. So Rubik's TP is on cooldown. He stayed top, and Bane got a little bit too aggressive, perhaps. But
there's no static link, though. 14 damage stolen means it was mind control. It must have blinked away from it.
Yeah, once again, not getting the best steals here. Mugi not really having the ideal lane matchup, I feel. They would want him against the Viper, but like we've covered many times before, it's hard to switch from one of the long lanes to the other one, because then the enemy just TP as well.
What's MC saying? Oh, did he get given a clarity? Thank you, Kuro. Clarity's everywhere.
This time it is GH who does the pull, and Omni-Knight might come out here.
Does he get a last hit? Oh, no. Kobol's Foreman.
Oh, he gets the creep that matters. Kill the Radiant.
Kill those little melee creeps.
And bottom.
KP under tower has.
He doesn't have a point in
repel.
Nether Toxin yet. A little bit surprised they didn't put one in that on this lane. Feel like it could have been perhaps useful.
I guess he's been spamming the poison attack so much. Maybe he feels.
Yeah, he almost runs out of mana from it. Yeah.
The mana pool's not quite there. GH, what are we up to? Bounty rune taken by the ogre, and Invis spawns as well. But GH unable to get across to it as SC. This is the haste from Storm moving in onto the Wisp.
That's
GH
tough to get away from. He's trying to get the tether onto the Viper. Can he get it?
No.
Not in time.
There's the first blood. SC pops the Invis now, and there's the threat of an Invis hasted Storm running around your map.
That's scary. That's a quick one.
Gives a bit of room here to Miracle to play forward on this middle lane, but a good movement there from NEWBEE, really finally capitalizing on this IO that's been... You know, when you're rotating around as this IO, you're walking past wards, you're open to getting initiated on, and when you're in the river like that, or near the river with no real great tether target, a good little collapse from NEWBEE to really secure that kill.
Yeah, it was good. That was a pretty late first blood as well, around the 6-minute mark. Took a while before anyone really went down, but top lane Mugi starting to have a little bit harder time as the lane progresses. Queen of Pain.
10 denies.
Yeah. Queen of Pain is doing a good job. She didn't have mana to blink this time though. Mugi gonna take all that juicy damage.
He's like, finally! Finally, I get to CS.
Yeah, that pretty much secures that every creep that dies on the lane is gonna be in Razor's name from now on.
Blue markers every... Oh,
come on, man.
You deny those melee creeps.
25% experience, bro. It's not a fan. All right.
Okay.
All right, man.
Oh.
That's the caster's curse, guys. It's in direct action. Meanwhile, on the mid, Storm about to finish up his level 6. Could be a nice timing for him to start looking to do something. A little bit low on mana right now, though. He's going for the treads before Soul Ring or anything like that.
GH, the classic from IO. The triple camp, pretty good for him over here to get that level 6. He knows there's like downtime.
Prowlers you can actually kill as a Wisp. It's a little bit tedious, takes a while to do it, but upon the level 3 Wisps you can do it. Yeah, he's gonna get them even before that, and he can use the explosion on a creep wave maybe. Okay, he gets the big one with it.
Nice. A little bit more damage will secure it. Oh, the regen rune would have been so nice for GH there, but
It's the downside when you're spending all your time doing Ancients instead of actually controlling runes.
So SC pops it out. GH, no rune at all for him, so his bottle is empty.
Is he gonna deal some harass here to Miracle with the regen rune? Let's see it. Or maybe just going over to farm. You can, of course, jungle and take damage. Oh, he's just laying a timeout.
Oh. GH is going to clear out his little stack as well.
He's really farming away. Reminds me of when people were doing jungle Wisp builds with Iron Talon.
Oh, yeah.
Dear God.
The highlight eye special.
Yeah.
But now this is pretty standard for his little IO. A little bit of downtime. Needs the level 6, you know, to get the relocate going. Clear some jungle camps is beautiful for him as he very nearly closes in on it.
Really a slow and steady start here for everyone, gotta say. But yeah, Wisp is kind of the big deviation from a normal expectation here. He's getting quite a bit of farm, pulling ahead out of all the supports. He's actually ahead of the Omni-Knight. They're trading back and forth.
That's the thing with the CS. I don't think I've seen a game quite like this in some time. You know, everyone's farming pretty much outside of the hard supports down there
Feels
at the
like
bottom.
Both teams got the lanes they kind of wanted, or at least lanes that they're fine keeping, which is very rare for sure.
Satisfactory lanes.
It is Helm of Dominator on Viper, by the way. It's not down by him yet. He needs the Courier to come all the way down there. But then he can take up any of the creeps in jungle. That Centaur could be good if GH doesn't kill it.
Catapults are coming soon as well.
That's true. Could just take the catapult instead. GH needs to kill creeps after all.
That's very true.
Oh, tethers away.
They go for the Rubik here with the lift onto Viper. Kaka maybe saves himself. Oh, the Razor's TP down, so they've got this aggression to go, but no stun. Matoma Man dead. So the damage drained by Mugi.
Yeah, and the ulti throwing in quite a few damage ticks there as well. The Razor ulti.
Up at top, Mind Control going in onto Faith. This Ogre is a big fat bruiser with a Sonic Wave not enough to kill him off. Kuroki needs another Brain Sap or something, but Mind Control found by SC. The Storm will take the kills. The relocate is coming in.
Ogre is
Storm,
like, kill me.
Out of mana, out of hope here, potentially as Miracle moves on forward with a nice little waveform. They'll secure 2 for 1.
That's the threat of the Wisp, bringing in the right hero at the right time. Really nice for Miracle, and as they come back though, they've been waiting for them. GH almost dying there, and he is going to go down. Oh,
the salve?
barely the salve.
Can they catch? Can they catch DJ Nora? DJ Nora, Phase Boots come forward. KP's just going to slap him down with a Purification there.
Purified,
we go.
You little menacing ball of hell. And Miracle with a minus 154 damage. Not going to be farming anything. He's running back towards mid.
Nil damage.
Yeah.
No touch of the creeps.
I'm still a strong believer that if you have negative damage, you should be able to heal stuff.
Yeah. Attack your allies.
Which would be great if you have an ally get doomed. Oh, top Fiend Script being used onto the Ogre. A lot of hate on this poor Ogre.
Yeah,
they Sonic Waved him before. Now they're committing this.
He's taking the brunt of all this damage, but Kuroki has given away his life for this. Mind Control, the blink is forced, but Mugi moves forward. Long cooldown. He has no blink.
Still. Yeah, it's down for a long time. I'm not gonna be able to chase it down, but I can't believe the spells that they're using on a poor little Ogre. Faith is just trying to get level 6, you know? And they get to pay for it as well. Second time they use a big ulti and just a simple TP counter gank.
Rubik, what have you stolen there? Oh, how nice.
Oh, yeah.
The spell that you want to
tank. Rubik.
Do not go full Agi.
Oh, please, no.
He can't last it because his attack speed's too slow.
Yeah, you do lose attack speed, but that amount of HP, I mean, you're now 1400 HP Rubik.
Yeah.
This is just god tier, especially with your null field later on, because you stay at this percentage now, even if you swap some other spell. He probably wanted the waveform. He is probably gonna die here. No TP ready.
Yep, Kaka, found, killed, and Liquid can convert this into a tier 1. Matu did steal away the catapult, so he's got that helping out with the tower damage on top of it all.
A little bit of extra push, and this is going to be the second tower that they claim, and their lineup is definitely not known for pushing, right? It's just a casual laning lineup, so being able to take 2 towers before 12 or 13 minutes, not bad. Mid.
SC, another Invis rune for him. KP,
oh, he's going to be able to go on Kuro here.
Baiting out a little bit, KP Purification, but in comes the relocate with the Fiend's Grip onto this repelled Omni. It's going to wear off, and I think they've got the damage to bring him down. KP out of mana and dead as he tries to build up a hood for himself, but...
Once again, it feels like this Morphling is allowed to join fights, get kills, and then just keep split pushing and farming. He's having a dream game right now.
Storm in onto Miracle, now back onto GH. The tether is still going with the overcharge ready. GH dropping low, SC out of mana, Miracle full strength pretty much now. He's being chased down by Mugi. Miracle not TPing. There's a stun, there's no Vortex, there's nothing left here for the Radiant side to give him, but he's been waiting for GH to re-arrive. Force the Shrine out of the Radiant side, and Miracle will slide away.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine. He's giving a tango over to Wisp. He's saying, heal me up, eat a tango and give me that region. So he's going to be just fine. A lot of stuff committed there. They did get the Rubik in the end.
Oh, Kaka, you have teleported into the wrong place, I believe.
Kaka cannot catch a break here.
I'm sure he's got a ton of HP, but...
He does have a lot of HP, but it doesn't really matter when you're completely alone against a lot of enemy heroes, which has been the case up on top lane.
And 0 armor as well.
I wouldn't say he was alone bottom, but he definitely didn't have enough help.
How does SC control what runes he's getting? It's like haste, invis, regen rune. Everything's all looking glorious for him as Liquid move in for the top tier 1. Mind Control zapped down with the help of KP and SC.
The Nightmare does not stop the regen rune, still going. One auto attack and he breaks the regen at least before dying. Kuro gonna go down here, no way to avoid that. Yeah, Storm with regen rune. Ope Frog.
Oh yeah, they changed it, didn't they?
It doesn't sound right.
OP Frog. But like you said, Miracle just gets to kind of sit on a side of the map that he wants and do whatever he really feels like.
Yeah, Miracle is getting away, and the fact that Viper is having a pretty splendid game as well, 6,500 net worth, he's definitely not falling behind here. And that's one of the hardest things on Viper, is just staying relevant in farm throughout the entirety of the game, but he's doing a good job so far.
Into the dire jungle they go. Smoke from NEWBEE. Who are they looking for? Where is the GH Wisp? Can you find him? Can you kill him? GH will spot them coming in, but Kaka starts things off. Fade bolt into left, but there is a Viper. Swings over to the northwestern side, relocates out. GH says goodbye, but Matuma Man now may have been left high and dry as Moogie chases forward with a static link. They've got a Bane behind with a Nightmare in the grip. He's going to get onto one now. Kuro, he can save Matuma Man here. He just needs to grip the Razor. It feels like Kuroki, he's not going to be fast enough. And now it's stolen. Kaka gets the nice grab of the grip.
So he actually got unslept by the corrosive skin still being on him. So he took damage from the Viper, woke up, ran up and killed the Viper. That seems fair after all. But that's really unfortunate. He thought that he saved him with Bane there, but nuh-uh. Comes back to bite you. That's one of those cases where your own skill can work against you.
Yeah, sad stuff. Radiant's career respawns, not sure how it died previously, but the Yasha on it coming out for Moogie will be a nice added bonus for them, but this dire team losing 3 heroes quickly there. GH died still in the Radiant jungle as it all ended.
Yeah, the game is still going and staying interesting because I can't really read who's going to come out on top in this. Everyone is having a quite good game. Wisp a little bit ahead of his support counterparts, but Bane equally a little bit behind of the Rubik as a result of this. So it's extremely even right now.
So do we start to look at how does NEWBEE deal with Morphling?
This first movement in towards mid is going to be interesting.
I mean, Miracle has Lincolns now.
He does have that. The Orchid is obviously coming up for Storm. He's building it after the Kaya. Kaya just more of a farming item, but still quite good for fighting. And Viper going in, slowing down quite a bit here.
Alpha Wolf is here for Matuma Man as well. Mind Control in with a scream. No mana for the Sonic Wave. He swaps his treads around and gets a hit onto a couple there, but KP has run far enough away. Then Miracle, focusing on Faith, will look for the easier kill, the closer, the slower, and the deader Ogre.
They saw the Storm as well. They still see him with these great wards that they have dropped, so they know exactly where he is. But that was some good movement there, and this kind of shows the tethered Viper is much more scary than a Viper just on its own, because suddenly he's able to orb walk you down quite easily, running down the Razor like it's nothing, but the GA comes out, saves him.
NEWBEE contesting this Roshan. They know that spells are down. Liquid don't have their full arsenal, and they've got the grip from Kaka stolen and put onto Miracle. He's morphs to strength. Age is taken by KP, killed by the Radiant. Now they kill GH one by one. Liquid tumbling, falling, and crumbling as the Storm zaps himself into another kill. Finally, Kuro gets a grip onto the Razor, but it seems too little
Queen goes down as well.
Down Mind Control goes, and Kuroki, the last man standing as NEWBEE. This is where they are strong. Sweeping into the Roshan pit, taking the kill, the Aegis, and Liquid.
We've seen it before, that teams get a little bit ahead of themselves, thinking that we have good control of this game, we can go for Roche. In the end, though, you really only killed the Ogre, forced the GA, and you expanded a bit of your own ultimates in the process of doing so.
And so early on, the respawn times as well, very quick from NEWBEE.
Exactly, Ogre was even, you know, part of that fight in good time. So, a little bit cocky, I would say, by Liquid, but they're trying to pull a cheeky one, you know, and get ahead. Obviously, it would be nice to take away the Aegis from the Storm. They did do so, I suppose, but now you have an Aegis Omni Knight instead. He's going to be pestering you by being ultra aggressive.
Or running at you.
Yeah, not scared of anyone.
Well, Kaka still trying to steal spells away from Miracle's Morphling, but swiftly moving into that Ethereal Blade. As we see a bunch of talents now coming up. What is that? 15 on Morphling, 10 Agi into 30 attack speed. Now Kuroki found with a static link. He nightmares back onto Razor, but Moogie has the repel, has the help of Storm, and Kuro too deep in behind enemy lines here, and GH might suffer a similar fate, but he's... Oh, nice tether TP. Yeah. Miracle is out as well. They can't catch him quite. Very close, though.
Very close. If it was there just 1/10 of a second sooner, he could have cancelled that TP, and that would have been very, very tough to get out of for Miracle. But anyway, just losing the Bane in the process there. Queen was farming away on top lane, trying to work towards that Yule Scepter, so she's going to have a counter to the Orchid when it comes online, pretty much. The Orchid is complete, though, for Storm, so he can send it out.
big.
Yeah, he recovered quite a bit there. That Roshan fight, he got a triple kill, I believe, in that one fight. So that was really, really big for him. Or was it KP who got the triple? Perhaps it was KP.
KP got the kill and the Aegis. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who got the kills.
Can't quite remember. Either way, he got a lot of money out of it. He is not suffering. He's jumping mid.
The Lincolns. They got the silence in. Nice little heal coming out. GH relocates him back and saves Miracle.
He's got to drop some remnants here. Come on, SE. Drop some remnants. Some presents.
Does the IO just insta-die as he comes back in?
Not quite, but he's going to die quite quickly.
Half HP.
Yeah, he didn't start doing it immediately. You could maybe insta-kill him if you do it as soon as you see a TP out.
Stack up that damage.
I've seen that happen, but then the IO bought a blade mill and killed the storm instead. That was some backfire. Some backfire.
Oh, that's good, actually. I like that.
Mid tower being pressured now, of course. There is Bloodlust on this Razor, hitting quite hard.
NEWBEE feeling like they're in control of the way this game is going, but it feels like, you know, like a mountain climber, right? You're relying on your ropes, your restraints, relying on the gear that you've got, and there's always that chance that one slip up, you know, allows the Morphling to come back into this game. It allows Liquid to swing back in.
Of course, they can't take it easy. They have to stay sharp and focused. Oh, they're trying.
Oh, Nightmare in. Sonic Wave across.
They're going to get
GA
the
is forced, but you're right, absolutely. Viper dead without buyback, and GH follows suit immediately after with Storm sitting forward.
Hits so hard. He's going to kill Bane as well. He's just murdering everyone.
So nice grip from Kuroki, but it's not enough to keep anyone alive here. Liquid just falling one by one as KP expends the Aegis. Full HP, full mana, so the Walking Fountain keeps everyone topped up. And Lane of Rax going down 22 minutes in. NEWBEE, this is them getting to the top of the mountain.
In perfect shape right now. They have reached the summit. And they're going to back out cleanly here, I think, as KP says well played to his team. They're going to back out. Even if you go in here, they're still in perfect shape to fight. They might be thinking about the fake back. Traditional move. Yes, they're doing the fake back.
Oh, hello, GH. You have gone forward. In comes Storm. SC zaps him down. Miracle no longer with a safety net. Has to back away, so...
As always annoying whenever the enemy do that. You have to be very careful as soon as the enemy back after taking your racks. If you haven't seen anyone show up on any lane, well, be mindful. And of course, that's going to put him on downtime again as Razor just starts pushing bottom mainly, forcing away the Queen.
Is MC going to stick around? That is the question. Might show himself to Kaka here. There's the Fade Bolt lift.
Should he steal something? I'm surprised he didn't steal something else than Nether Toxin from Queen. Pretty much any spell would have been good. He would have found the Blink to be the last used spell.
Yeah.
Much more valuable for sure. But it's fine. NEWBEE can still be quite happy with themselves. They need to back up and heal on their two supports. But meanwhile, they're pushing out and farming with Storm. He is approaching what will be a Bloodstone at a very nice timing after a Kaya and Orchid, if it continues at this pace. And, I mean, he's always been an outstanding player to watch. SCCC is, I don't know, dude. He's just a phenomenal player.
He's godly.
He is.
S-God.
Watching TI was one of the most heartbreaking moments ever. And I'm not talking about the documentary. I'm talking about just watching the games, because he was fighting his heart out, doing so many things. He's up here top. He really for anything.
Really does push the limits of his heroes every single time. You know, without making it you know, look like he's overstepping.
Yeah, he has good control. And
control. Looking for a TP down to bottom, but there's no one from NEWBEE coming. They're shoving top with Storm, now hiding in the trees.
Queen pushing in to tower bottom, trying to force someone to come back home, because NEWBEE obviously up to no good.
They're pinging out Miracle. They know he's up here. Pop the Lincolns. Where's the lift? Not going to come in time.
Without Storm, it's a tough kill to get. He is coming, though. He TP'd. He's zipping.
All the way across. They're trying to get GH here. The easy kill. They'll pick him off now onto Miracle. There's the Yules in onto the Morphling. Silenced up. He goes Scepter, but he can't get away. He's dead.
There is no escape. They did get a tower meanwhile, though, and there's not really any way that they can push here. They have no creep wave, but still, that is a massive kill in its own right.
Oh, mind control. With the Alpha Wolf doing some damage to the tier 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's him and Matuma Man pushing together. Matuma Man from the shadows, sitting back in base, controlling his puppets.
Oh, he is actually just in base, yeah, by the tier 4s.
Ah, he's playing Alpha Wolf now, new hero.
And Quap blinks out. Storm finishes the Bloodstone as it appears Kuroki telling his team to try and come and defend top lane. He has the setup to maybe go in onto MOBA, pinging him out now. If he steps forward again, Kuro is ready, but very, very smartly, MOBA walks away from that tier 2.
Yeah, they were respawning on the Morphling, so it's better to just respect it and back it up. I think NEWBEE should be very happy with the amount of kills that they have gotten recently. They've also put themselves in a great spot, having that Shivas now on the Razor. That's a really big item, actually. He's going for Aghanims next, which kind of speaks towards wanting to have more tower push. It's really the biggest thing about it. And
Aghanims everywhere. Viper's making one, Razor's making one.
If you go Aghanims on Razor, then you probably should take the minus 0.1 strike interval.
Yep.
It's quite good. It will bring it on the highest level from 0.4 to 0.3, so, you know.
3 times a second is pretty damn quick.
Yeah. That is going to hit quite hard.
So we finally have the E-Blade from Morphling. The key component really for him, you know, the first 2 items, Lincoln's E-Blade, then the BKB. Who is he looking to shotgun and control in the upcoming fight?
It's going to be tough. Anyone he can is the simple answer, but Rubik has 1800 HP.
With level 4 Null Field on defensive mode.
The Omni Knight is carrying a pipe, and then there's an Ogre Magi with Glimmer. And then I think Razor is probably a reasonable target, or if there is a Fiend Script or something, the Storm. But Storm is not easy to just casually shotgun. He's just going to take one little zip and he's not even getting hit by it. So I would say Razor is probably the best target, but even then, with the pipe and the Null Field aura, he might not even take that much damage.
Under a Blink Repel from Omni now. KP brings the Blink out on the Courier. Queues up the Lincolns for himself, but full control around the Roshan area. Wards are down for NEWBEE as they secure this entire zone. Liquid have to consider how to get across there if they want to, because clearing out this wave, a necessity. Mind Control has a TP, but they're not coming in fast enough. Roshan looks like it's already dead before Liquid can even respond.
Aegis and Cheese, potentially even both going towards the Storm here. I mean, he is so good with both those items. We might see Cheese initially put on Razor, and if he doesn't have to use it, he'll just pass over the Cheese later to Storm. This is going to be troublesome, to say the least, for Liquid. 12,000 net worth lead and so many utility items on the side of NEWBEE.
Oh, in we go. Repelled Storm has found the Bane. Zipping back and forth. He does get another struck, but Kuroki is already dead to rights now. The tether from the Rubik moving forward. Trying to steal another one. He gets it as well.
He steals tether again. He's going to link up with a Razor, perhaps, while he links the enemy.
E-Blade to save Matu. Not going to be enough there. NEWBEE looks like they've got this game almost in the bag.
Yeah, there's some level of split push going on by Mind Control. Does get a tier 3 tower, but the bigger issue is happening in your base right now. This game is just, it's just dunzos.
Yeah, we saw from the draft, you know, definitely a more well-rounded draft from NEWBEE. Definitely easier to execute, as we've seen. You know, Liquid, a very finicky kind of, I wouldn't say wonky draft. You know, they've got their merits between the heroes. It's just not something that's as easily noticeable that this is what they're going to do.
You just have to value ease of execution. Even if your team is, you know, full of TI winners or of just amazing players out overall, easy executable drafts are still favored heavily. And we see here a final attempt by Liquid, but no one is really dying. No one is taking any damage even.
SC dodges the Sonic Wave and kills Mind Control. Dive into the fountain. Quite buying back here, but...
they're still trying. Not giving up yet. But
where's the cheese?
It'll be tough. The cheese was used on the Razor already. Okay. He had to consume it.
So, 2 lanes of racks gone. 29 minutes in. Liquid still holding on here for dear life, but 5 heroes from NEWBEE still relatively ready to fight, with the Urn and the Purification onto MOBA definitely ready to fight, as SC has 20 Bloodstone charges and a full lane bottom to go and take. Tier 2, couple of creep waves.
Nothing stopping them from just pushing the next lane here, and not much going for you on the side of Liquid right now. They do have the E-Blade, but like we covered already, hard to burst anyone with that, and I don't see too many outs in their play here. They have to get a ridiculous amount of right clicks done with Morphling, but that's not that's not easy, and even if you do, there's GA available. I would say this one is all but over. They're going for the last ditch effort, smoke out instead of sitting around and waiting. I like this move. taking the initiative. They do have a ward here as well. So
Fight out of our base, into our vision.
maybe with a good Fiend script, they could do something.
Right, Liquid, who are you going to catch?
Oh, they know.
Smoke pops,
They
NEWBEE
know.
knows. There's the ward taken out. Mind Control in with the Yules onto the Omni, but he's chain stunned down. They don't have the damage to finish him off now. Mind Control in with Miracle, trying to bring down any of these members of NEWBEE, but they're so tanky with a GA up, they can't be killed.
There's no way.
Untouchable NEWBEE squad, unkillable. As
Oh.
they sweep through Liquid.
All 5 of them just standing there and slapping away at Miracle while he desperately tries to do whatever damage he can.
So game number 1, both teams undefeated until this point. Liquid dropped their first game of ESL on Genting, and NEWBEE really show them what this game's all about. 31-8 in a 30-minute victory.
NEWBEE is no pushover. You definitely cannot underestimate them. I think the draft was, you used the word wonky before, I think it was very uncertain at least. Maybe this is something they've had success with before. Obviously, they have played the Viper in a lot of games, but just overall, the lineup looks hard to execute to me.
Yep.
And against NEWBEE's draft, it looks like a very tough matchup. So NEWBEE, they come out on top with some good play. They secured the first game in this series, but it's not over yet.
Matuma Man's badge is bugged. Divine 5, no numbers.
No, dude, he's new.
Lol.
He's fresh to Dota.
Well, game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up. We'll take a short break. The best of 3 between NEWBEE and Liquid will continue for ESL 1 Genting group stages. See you in a few minutes.